Shantan, we spoke a lot about work, where you work, where you started, and what what fields generally interest you. I want to ask a question on a much lighter note now. How do you unwind after a hard day of work? What are the things that you do to kind of relax yourself and just to make sure that you're fresh for the next day of work?
Another very good question. So, again, I would probably think about and reflect that most of the time that if I need a new idea, and this actually came from talking to one of my professors here at the University of Magdeburg in Germany. He tells me that there is a scientific reason that if you go for a walk, there are certain, hormone secretions, there are certain things, chemical reactions happening which give you new perspective. And I have actually experienced it couple of times. So usually I go out for a walk. Okay, that's my way of unwinding things. The other way that I really, beyond my work, that I really love is reading fiction. And sometimes, I don't know, you might find it funny, I'm a great fan of Tintin comics.
Ah,
And many times I have read them like hundreds of times, and I feel there is something new that I had missed
eat it.
reading 99 times. And let me give you one example since it's about science and technology. If you look at Tintin and Moon, I don't know this author, Harj, how you pronounce it. 20 years back, he had written, detailed description of how you would explore for water in Moon, and that makes me so fascinating that he was so much ahead of his time. So that
Exactly.
amount of creativity really drives me, and that I really look. That is the reason I try to unwind reading fiction. And Harj, what he did 30 years back, and now you see the lunar exploration by India on Moon is bringing back those pictures that he had anticipated 30 years back. So I really love fiction for that because I feel those amount of fiction gives me creativity. So now when Arun comes to me with a problem that what can we do over here? Okay. Then if I'm sometimes doing things as a rule book, I sometimes reflect back, what would Harj do in this case? What would he think which would be relevant not only today, but thinking 20 years forward? So those are elements that really helps me. Fiction, reading fiction, and sometimes even reading something that I've read already. Going out for a walk. Yeah, so those are my ways of unwinding, Kanish.
Lovely. That's a very, very good insight. I think when the next time I read a Tintin comic, I'll try to keep that in mind.